Okay, let's dive into this wild story about a hero whose journey didn't just start from zero. It started from like -100, all before he was even born.
So imagine this. You get reincarnated, which is cool, right? But then you find out your entire fate is already sealed by some cosmic system, and it's not a good one. This was the destiny handed to our guy, Jiang Wang, a totally cruel script predicting a future filled with misery, people mocking him, and the tragic loss of the one person who ever stood up for him. All of this written in stone before he could even take his first breath.
But what if that perfectly cruel script had a typo, a bug in the system? Well, this is where our story really begins, with one little error that changes absolutely everything. A single, beautiful, world-shattering glitch in the grand design. So he gets a system, the ultimate cheat code in any fantasy world. But there's a catch. It's mockingly named Late Bloomer, which is basically the universe telling him, yeah, you're doomed to a slow and painful start. Talk about a cosmic joke, right?
But now, look at this. This single error is the pivot point for the entire story. The system that was meant for a late bloomer kicks in 300 years too soon. Now, this isn't just a head start. It's a 300-year runway to completely tear apart his tragic fate. And get this, he starts his work from inside the womb.
He gets right to it, no time to waste. His very first mission, even before being born, is to start cultivating spiritual energy. And the reward for that? The legendary arcane sacred body. Just this one action triggers a celestial phenomenon so powerful it literally shakes the heavens. It's the first sign that his destiny is already going way off the rails.
And that single decision just flips the script entirely. You see, the family that cast him out, the Luo clan, they thought he was worthless, all based on a flawed, short-sighted diagnosis. But then a powerful sage comes along, someone who can see beyond the surface, and he recognizes Jiang Wang's true earth-shattering potential. It perfectly shows you just how dramatically his fate is shifting.
So let's be super clear here. He's not just some kid with a problem anymore. He's a prodigy with a body literally built for absolute untamed power. The arcane sacred body is the stuff of myths, a physique so potent it lets its user absorb any attack and master any technique. It basically puts him on a fast track to becoming a god among men.
So by the time he's 5 years old, his power progression is just staggering. I mean, look at this timeline. At birth, he reaches a realm, the innate ancient immortal realm, that most cultivators won't ever see in their lifetime. By age 3, as you can see, he's manipulating time itself. And by 5, he's already at a peak that most would consider the stuff of legends. It's insane.
Of course, you can't just go around rewriting destiny without the old villains showing up to the party. The Liu clan and the Great Shah dynasty, the very same people who scorned him before he was born, they come back and set a trap. They take over a secret realm, planning to eliminate this rumored prodigy, with no idea that it's actually him.
Their plan seems pretty straightforward. Only let young people in to hunt down this mysterious genius. They think they're cornering a gifted kid. What they don't realize is that they've just trapped a being with centuries of power crammed into a 5-year-old's body. Big mistake.
And inside this realm, things get really personal. He runs into the very princess he was once engaged to, and she seems to really regret how her family broke it off. And then there's Lu Dong, the so-called genius from the family that disowned him, who is just oozing an arrogance that's practically begging to be shattered. You can just feel the collision course being set.
So this rival prodigy, Lu Dong, tries a classic villain move. He traps the princess with some powerful artifact, he starts monologuing, revealing all his wicked plans, only to have his ultimate treasure turn out to be as fragile as glass. Jiang Wang breaks it with a literal snap of his fingers.
After just effortlessly taking him down, Jiang Wang delivers this cold, cutting line. And it's not just about winning a fight, it's a statement. The trash that they threw away has come back as their reckoning.
But just defeating one arrogant fool, that's not enough. He takes the princess's recording device not to call for help, but to call out the entire ambush force waiting for him outside the realm. Yeah, he's picking a fight with an entire army. And this chart? It really says it all. The matriarch of the Luo clan, a fearsome ancient emperor herself, is leading the attack. She looks at him, sees a child, and assumes it's going to be an easy win. She's completely oblivious to the cold, hard data. His power level absolutely dwarfs her entire force combined.
And that's when he unleashes his ultimate technique, a legendary art that literally absorbs all spiritual energy around it. This isn't just a fight anymore, it's a harvest.
The result of this technique is just absolute. A massive black hole appears out of nowhere and simply consumes the entire army.
Their spiritual power, their life force, everything is just gone, drained away into nothing.
Even the ancient emperor matriarch is completely powerless. Her centuries of training mean absolutely nothing as he obliterates her with this single strike. And in her final moments, she realizes the sheer scale of his power and her own foolishness. So in just a matter of moments, he single-handedly wipes out a powerful army and its commander. And the great Shah dynasty, who were right there to see it all, are left with a terrifying new reality to deal with.
And now we get to the final power move. See, winning on the battlefield is one thing, but Jiang Wang wants to rewrite the political landscape too. He's not just a warrior, he's a king in the making.
He records a message for the emperor, and let me tell you, it is not a request, it's a demand. He accepts a new engagement, but it's on his terms. Justice will be served, and he's going to be the one to serve it. So what does this all mean? Well, as this chart kind of breaks it down, he's not just a prodigy. He's a force of nature who has literally bent fate to his will. He has the power, the confidence, and the sheer audacity to back up any demand he makes. And yet, somehow, he is still only 5.
He started this whole journey as an unborn child who was condemned by prophecy. By the end of this first chapter, he has already established himself as the single most terrifying and sought-after genius in the entire world.
And this is just the beginning of his ascent. He's already done more than most people do in 1,000 lifetimes, which just leaves us wondering, what comes next when you've already peaked before you've even started kindergarten?